Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about some planetary alignments that have been affecting us in 2021, but also really started to affect us in 2020. So, this is something that I'm kind of getting new into, and I love learning about it. Yet, I will tell you that I am a complete novice and I am enjoying learning about it and teaching you a little bit as I learn. So, what I'm talking about is the Saturn Square Uranus energy in the sign of Taurus. So, one of the things that I want you to understand that this is something that has been affecting us since the beginning of 2020. As they start kind of getting alignment to make that square, you can start feeling the energy amp up, and then they'll kind of stay in this alignment until kind of the middle or so of 2022. So, this is going to be with us for quite a while. So let me explain some information to you. So Saturn, all by itself, has this very strong, structured, the status quo, what we've done in the past energy that we've been dealing with for a long, long time. It's kind of like all that structure that we have. And then Uranus comes in with this free flowing, free thinking, very changeable, very mutable, very almost like butterfly kind of energy. What can I metamorphose into today? And then they do that in this sign. They kind of push their energy together, and that's called a squaring. And so they kind of like, I always think of it as like two people trying to push into the same corner. So which one's going to win, Saturn or Uranus? Which one's going to win in this? And then we also add to the top of this kind of the energy of Taurus. And Taurus brings in a very strong, loyal, very protective energy that comes in around us. Taurus is also has a lot to do with our material issues or material values, our value with money. How much money do we have, or where do we want to make money? And it also has a lot to do with our own personal values. So this is kind of some energy that's been at play for a while. So when they first came into an alignment was March of 2020. And so this alignment kind of squared with each other, and you saw these riots kind of start out all over the United States. But if you really looked at the global news, you will see this other places as well. It's not just in the United States. This is always a global event. So not only did you have riots starting in the United States, but you have riots other places. And this is this energy kind of trying to voice itself out. As this has continued from that time frame through the rest of 2020, you saw continued riots and other things of people kind of trying to get their views heard, listened to have their values listened to, and their personal, like what is important to me. I want that brought out into the realm of everybody else, so everybody else can hear how I think about things or how I want to have things done. So that's kind of just some interesting energy that's happened. Now, coming into 2021, we also added that grand conjunction right at the end of December, and that's even added more energy to that. And that's kind of more of an awakening energy that we're dealing with the grand conjunction. Adding that onto what we already have going on planetary wise, it's been really, really interesting to watch this energy play out, and especially when people use different words in their interviews or how their commentary comes out. So it's really just kind of interesting in that perspective. So we do have a few dates that these are going to have stronger dates that this alignment is going to kind of amplify. One of them is February 17th, one of them is June 14th, and the last one for 2021 is coming in December 24th. So this is kind of some strange, strong energy that's coming into, already been in alignment, but coming forward. So it's one of those, I want you to understand there are ways to change the status quo without having to riot, without having to have this negative side effect. I will also tell you that the Saturn Uranus alignment also comes in with some really positive energy. There's always a balance to everything in our world. So there's a positive side and a not so positive side. And the positive side is that this can start us thinking in a lot different manners than we have in the past. So that's a really good thing. Change is always how we perceive it, and if we perceive it as something good, then it will turn out to be that way for us. So change is a positive thing. I have seen many people write over 2020 and coming into 2021, and I see kind of like that Saturn, that structure, that foundational information kind of really fighting against new age, new ideas, new thought patterns. How can we change or adjust or stay in the flow of things kind of coming together? How this is going to play out, no one really knows. Because when you look at things planetary wise, it's kind of like what is the energy up for everybody, but how you voice it or how you work through it is completely up to you. I want you to know that these planetary alignments are really important. They're important for us to look at and to keep an eye on. And it's something that is going to change and has changed our world in the past. If you kind of look at this alignment, it happens about every 22 years, and it happens anywhere from like 2.5 to 3 years. The last time these planets were in alignment was in 1999 and through 2001. So that during that time frame, we had the 9/11 happen, a lot of structures falling, this new energy coming in, this new protective, overbearing energy of we need to start changing our lives and how we do things. And that's one of the things I think is really interesting in this is usually during all of this, the laws get more strict. So Saturn gets stronger in that area. And this new, like, we know how to do things or want to do things on our own. Uranus energy comes in a different way. Usually people prosper afterwards. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, that this energy isn't just a destructive one, it's also creative. There's a balance in everything. If we go back in time, 22 years before that time frame, this came in 1987 and lasted until 1989. And if you go back and look at that time frame, you also have a lot of riots that happened during that time frame, a lot of people going into turmoil over things. So it's something to really understand, and it's happened many, many times. I promise you, I am still learning and I am still trying to understand all of this. I will tell you, please do your own research. Don't just listen to one website. I am now to the point I've been reading and researching on about 30 different websites and videos and information, trying to make sense of it for me, therefore trying to make sense of it for you so I can share that information with you. I will tell you, this is not all doom and gloom. That's what I've heard from so many people on their different platforms, is this is all doom and gloom. This is not healthy. This is not good. Anything that brings change can be healthy, but there's a balance of it. There's something that we're letting go of at the same time. I want you to make your decision for yourself. I want you to choose how you work through this planetary alignment on your own. I thank you for joining me, and if you have any questions or comments, please listen down below and I will answer them. Thank you and have an amazing day, and know we'll be talking soon.